Hi everyone, I hope you enjoyed that wonderful scene from Chicken Little that you could definitely watch and understand. But yeah, welcome back to Chicken Little, and now it's time for some filler. Quite a lot of it, actually. Yeah, the last quarter or so of this game, I am still sort of developing my feelings on, because, we have now entered the cool zone. We have entered the time in the game. The thing is in the game that this is now the first time I am seeing them. I mean, not right now because I'm doing post-commentary, but when I was playing them, this is the first time I was playing them, which means I suck dick more than usual, and someone should definitely use that clip of what I just said out of context. That would be wonderful if they did that. So yeah, this bullshit with Turkey Lurkey, who's the mayor, who has been in 0% of this game so far and is nothing more than a bit part in the movie. I mean, he's not really a character with any dimension or role in the story. And you shoot at aliens, and I'm bad at it. I don't know, I'm not very good at shooty stuff in games. It's not always my strong suit, especially when it's so awkward and, I don't know, more, would you call this arcadey? I would, because it's kind of like a mini-game sort of thing. But the main thing is it's just filler. There's this alien invasion stuff. I think it honestly would have been a lot cooler if they did another platforming level, maybe with, Abby or somebody else in the town, and you have to avoid the aliens. Maybe you get to go in the alien suit in the town. That would be pretty neat. But we will be going back into the alien suit soon, and there will be a platforming level with Chicken Little soon, but spoilers, it will be back on the alien spaceship, which I kind of thought was a bummer, because it kind of feels like, after the Alien Abbey mission, or level, this game kind of just stays in one mode, and it doesn't really do much with it. While I do like the, at least one of the Chicken Little platforming levels that's going to be coming up soon, and I do think it has some cool things. It's mostly just a synthesis of things you've already seen, and not really, I don't know how else to say it other than doing anything with it, which I know is very vague, but I haven't really collected my thoughts on this before. It's just something I'm thinking about now, but yeah. By the way, if you can't tell from my stammering and lack of direction, I'm going into this video with no preparation. Usually, if not actual notes that I refer to of, things to try to remember to talk about with these videos, at the very least, I try to think ahead of, just generally, especially at the beginning of the video, anything I feel like is worth mentioning or whatever. But I'm not doing that for this one. I'm going in raw. And today is the day that I would normally be uploading Tomb Raider, but I do not have the gameplay for that ready. And it's already midday when I'm recording this, and I have more stuff to record tonight and tomorrow. And so, you know, I had the gameplay recorded for the next couple of parts of this, so this is what you're getting. This is also by far the more watched LP compared to Tomb Raider, which is not very surprising when I really think about it. But, you know, I do hope people get something out of the Tomb Raider LP. I hope that run is fun. I hope my commentary for it has been cool. But I'm glad people are enjoying this. I've said before, I can only really stay in the licensed game mold for so long. I mean, there are quite a lot of them, but not very many that I don't want to play all of them, I don't like all of them, and I certainly don't have, like, a history with all of them, which I think is what makes them interesting a lot of the time. But, at the same time, there are still games of that nature that I'm planning on doing.
Follow that saucer! Move in on the right flank! Shields on double track! Fourth division, follow me!
I like watching Chicken Little shake his little butt. It's pretty funny. And I think this is the first time I've seen Buck, like, actually in a cutscene. And yeah, there's an alien. And the alien doesn't even move. The alien kid. Like, this is very, very obviously, like, a hasty addition to the game.
We've got to get to that spaceship before...
I've noticed that things in the last third of the movie are, like, much more thrown in compared to other things, with the, in the game. And the fact that this is mostly... That may have to do with what I was saying earlier about how, you know, it's just kind of the spaceship levels again, and you do another simulator, and you do... we're gonna have another runt rolling around level, and another tube level. You know, just rehashes of the stuff you've already seen, and it's all very similar, as, you know, the sort of middle third or so of the game. That may be because, you know, of what they, you know, what the game developers had to work with when they started designing the levels and everything, versus when they were, I don't know, you know, making the cutscenes and whatever. I don't know if games are normally made, like, I know they're certainly not made in order, like, level by level, but you know what I mean. Like, with a game based on a movie, I can just imagine that things changed or were added or whatever. I guess it all just depends on the time frame of when the game was made, in relation to the movie. But I do not know that. I don't know that information. This is why I wish there was some sort of... I wish there was interest in the... I feel like I say this in every licensed game that I LP, but it's true. I wish that there was more interest in the industry and in just, you know, gamer town in general in the development and design of games like this, of just kind of mid-budget games of this nature, because I do think they're interesting, but I know that comparatively, compared to the people who want to read, like, a magazine or an article about... or like an online article about, you know, the making of, like, a God of War game or whatever, which I do too, not God of War specifically, but, you know, big games, I do, you know, if it's a franchise that I like, I will, you know, keep up kind of on the, development of it. I missed a ring there. This is the ring challenges from the SpongeBob movie game. Although the design of the vehicles and everything remind me of Simpsons Hit and Run. Mostly of just the fire truck, I don't know. It's just what I thought of when I was playing this. I love just smacking into the cars, it's so fun. Little edit here because I ran out of time and had to do the whole thing over again. You have to start from the beginning because it's one of those collecting more time things. And there's no checkpoint. And yeah, of course I do that. I ran out of time right at the very fucking end and missed that last ring by... if there had been a half of a second more, I would have gotten it. And then I had to do the whole thing over again, so... Pretty cool. And as always, I was gonna say something a minute ago, and now I have no idea what that thing was. I basically just like stared into the middle distance whenever these cutscenes were on, because like it doesn't feel like it because I've sped it up, but this is like 2 minutes of the movie. And I mean, 2 minutes, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're playing a video game and it's 2 minutes of time that you can't do anything, and it's not even video game shit like this. It's a scene from a movie that I've seen many times and don't even love that much. Like, it's a long time. So yeah, I would basically just zone out and maybe get a snack. And then leave. And yeah, in the thing, I don't think Fish and Runt and Abby, the gang, I don't think they go into the spaceship with Chicken Little and Buck in the movie. So, -1 star for that. You know, that's, you know, two knocked over things of popcorn for this. Well, I guess it wouldn't be... I was doing the Rotten Tomatoes thing, but I guess it wouldn't be that for this. Is there a Rotten Tomatoes for games? Is there a similar sort of aggregation site? I mean, I know Metacritic does aggregate reviews for video games. I guess that's pretty much the best one you're gonna get. Because I do like Metacritic as an aggregator a little bit better than Rotten Tomatoes. For one thing, they're more exclusive with their reviews, which I don't think that, you know, non-famous or, you know, not for major publications reviewers are like bad or shouldn't, or their opinions don't matter. I mean, no one's opinion matters, but this part goes fucking fast, by the way. This part is actually pretty hard. I mean, you're gonna see me fuck up a lot, I think. I could not be bothered to edit this because I can't tell where I am. Like, when I'm watching this, I can't tell what is, like, when I'm succeeding or not. I swear to God I just heard the taking damage noise from Pokemon just then. And yeah, I fell in the crack. Into the space crack.
Ooh, not good. Oh boy! Whoa, 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 whoa.
I was taking a little water break there. Damn, I'm really fucking this up. Come on, me. What the hell are you doing? And the best part is, when I was recording this, I was probably like, oh, I'll just edit this out. And then look at me now. Whoops. Oh, I'm doing... yeah, it's fucking tube time. Anyway. Yeah, but yeah, I like Metacritic better. The other reason I like Metacritic better is because it is a normalized rating out of 100 rather than just a raw percentage. And also, the score is the score, because that's something that people get confused about with Rotten Tomatoes, is that they see a movie that, you know, gets an 80% Rotten Tomatoes rating, and they think that, like, that means the movie's 80% good, or that, 80% of Rotten Tomatoes critics think that, which I mean, they aren't the critics for Rotten Tomatoes, like it's not, Rotten Tomatoes is not its own review place, per se, in the same way that like a publication would be, or like an IGN would be. Anyway, but yeah, Metacritic, the score is the normalized score out of 100, so it's just, and that is supposed to be indicative of like the actual quality of the thing, rather than the degree of consensus, because also the cutoff for what is a fresh or rotten rating on Rotten Tomatoes is very arbitrary, and it always will be with something like that, because, like, not every... First of all, you're doing reviews with different metrics of measuring how much they like it, that don't necessarily correspond to out of 10, or could be, or don't have metrics, and so you just kind of have to interpret. Or maybe go by metrics where when you convert the rating and it's under, I think it's 6 out of 10 for a fresh rating, it doesn't really reflect how they actually felt about it. Barring all of those sort of hiccups, at the end of the day, it just oversimplifies things. Whereas just a score, it's all put through the Metacritic score, and that's the thing with being more exclusive. So, it's not completely flawless or whatever, because rating systems and everything are always going to be flawed. Critic things, I mean, it's critique. It's not, there's nothing about it that is, factual or objective or whatever. It is, has all of those problems built in a lot of ways, but I'm just saying I like it better than Rotten Tomatoes as a sort of, if you want to quickly gauge generally the consensus view among critics on a thing. But I think there could be a dedicated one for games. You can make a confusing Rotten Tomatoes thing for games. I think that could be cool. It would suck, probably, but it would be there. It would be another website. We need more websites, I think. There used to be so many websites that you could go to, and now there's only like 5, and they all do the same thing. They all just are places for your grandma to tell you that the Holocaust didn't happen, and to look at things from Twitter. That's what I've noticed, is that and that's why I've determined that, if I'm ever going to do a purge, like if I only get to keep one of my social media apps, I'm probably going to choose Twitter, because everybody steals their jokes from Twitter. Like, whenever I go on Reddit or Instagram or Facebook, when it comes to memes at least, all of those platforms have their own sort of things to offer that you can honestly also get on Twitter, because for one thing, one of the things that people on Twitter love to do is share and usually make fun of what people posted on other social media sites. But also, Instagram, well, you don't get much on Instagram now because they fucked their algorithm all up, but, Facebook, you get, your high school teacher having an argument or whatever, and that doesn't always happen on Twitter. And, Reddit, you get, fucking whatever you get on Reddit. What do I even go on Reddit for anymore? I don't really look at anything on Reddit for the most part. I look at it for news sort of aggregation, but it doesn't really give me anything new. And I don't read any comments anymore or engage with it. I don't know. And I'm subscribed to plenty of subreddits, I just haven't done, like, good browsing in a while. It's kind of when I'm really bored that I don't do that. So yeah, but when I'm looking at, like, the front page of Reddit and it's, like, the meme pages, a lot of them are just shit stolen from Twitter, so... and same with Instagram and Facebook for the most part. So I think Twitter would probably be the only one that I keep. if I had to only pick one. I should get rid of all of them, but I won't, probably. Because there's too much stuff that I think is funny on them. Not all of them though, which is why I'm saying I think Facebook and Reddit would be, and Instagram honestly, would all be pretty easy for me to just piece out. Facebook, I'd want to download my data first, and I would also need to like get the contact information of some people that I only ever talk to through that. For whatever reason, or whenever they message me, they always message me on there, so that would be a thing. But other than that, yeah. And I mean, I would this shouldn't count, but I would throw LinkedIn in the fucking garbage before I get rid of any of these apps. Holy shit, I hate LinkedIn because LinkedIn is it's none of the fun parts of social media, but it's all of the main sort of foundational parts of social media of interaction and personal branding and you know, posturing for you know, social accreditation and everything like that, and likes and sharing and all of that stuff and engagements, you know, all that sort of thing. But mixed with work, with looking for jobs and talking about your job and like, ew, I don't like the last thing I want. Are you kidding me? I hate it. I do not like it. And I'm mad whenever I have to go on it for whatever reason. Because some people really are, like, put a lot of stock in your engagement in that site. And, I can't say I am jiggy with it particularly. It's not my favorite site. I can think of many websites, both old and current, that I would rather have. And yeah, speeding this up because this takes fucking forever because the Alien Walker is slow as ass. This is going to be a completely arbitrary cutoff, by the way, because both of these Chicken Little levels are very long, and I don't want these videos to be a half-hour long. But yeah, you know what website was better than LinkedIn? Bored.com. And I'll leave you with that. See you next time.